of Dim's Good Groceries. And a very happy Monday to everybody. We hope you're doing well. I just got back from a nice little cruise around. You see the weather's beautiful. We took the Dim's Good Groceries official car. Got some new designs on it here. Very excited. We were able to do that and show it off a little bit today, you know. Why not, right? So, we're going to get ourselves situated. And today, folks, I got to tell you, we got some more requests. And we're going to fulfill all of them. And we're going to do one today. 2 people requested the very same thing. And we're going to make it happen right inside. I'll see you in Dim's Good Groceries kitchen in just a few minutes. Well, hello, children. Hi, everybody. Hi. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Dim's Good Groceries. We are glad to see you again. Thank you all so much. Folks, the subscriptions, we're at 100 subscribers just about, y'all. They're at 99 right now. Just incredible. Thank y'all so much for the support. The red beans and rice video is close to hitting 1,000 views. Thank you guys so much for all of the nice words, the recommendations, just everything that you guys do. It makes me enjoy this so much more and look forward to doing this each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for you. So with that being said, a couple of new subscribers. We want to give a big shout out to them. Thank you so much. We had 2 separate requests, folks. 2 separate requests for fettuccine. Okay, fettuccine Alfredo or Alfredo. We had 2 requests for it. One was from Carlotta down in Destin, Florida. And air hugs to everybody down in Florida. And also to Marinelle down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Air hugs, again, from Texas to you guys for that. We hope everybody's staying safe. With that, you know the first thing that we got to do in Dim's Good Groceries kitchen? That's right, you got it. Wash them hands. Okay, so now that we got our hands together and washed, what we're going to do today, now a lot of times, folks, when you do this, okay, you can do this with shrimp, you can do this with crawfish, whatever the protein you want to use is for you. I had some chicken in the freezer, and of course, we're still not quite out of the quarantine phase yet, the stay-at-home orders and all that, so I went to the refrigerator, I opened the freezer, I looked inside, and I said, Josh, Self, what are we going to do with this chicken? And Self said, remember those requests? And I said, yes. And then after that beautiful conversation, we came up with today's menu. So, what do we have? So very, very, very simple, folks. Again, this is a very simple recipe. I wanted to keep it kind of simple to where you guys can do this. Anybody can do it. You can modify it any kind of way you want. What we're going to start with today is I have 3 beautiful chicken breasts here. I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to give a little drizzle. A little drizzle olive oil, a little drizzle, and a little drizzle olive oil, just like that, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, and I use Himalayan pink sea salt. I'm going to just use a little bit of salt, like that, okay? A little bit of salt. And then a little bit of crushed peppercorn. My peppercorn here is green peppercorn, it's black peppercorn. It's a nice little mix, okay? And we're going to go ahead and just a little salt and pepper. Nothing fancy, salt, pepper, and olive oil. That's all we need. That's it. Salt, pepper, and a little olive oil on top of it. All right? And we're going to go into the oven at about 375 degrees. So we're going to go from here right on into the oven. And while that's doing its thing, I wanted to show you a little technique. So today's ingredients we're going to use is a 1/4 cup of butter, real butter. Here we have a variety of cheeses I'm going to tell you about in a little while. And we have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, or you can use half and half, and 1 toe of finely pressed garlic, okay? That's what you're going to use. Now you'll notice the parsley here. So I want to take an opportunity to go over a little bit of a knife skill on parsley. So of course we're using fresh parsley. You get a bunch of it. You know, always remember with these things, you want to give them a good rinse, okay? You never know what kind of chemicals they're using to keep the pests and stuff off of them. So give everything a good little rinse, okay? And you can take your little paper towel, just like this, and kind of dry everything off so you got a little bit of a working area here. Get it rinsed and dry. So what we're going to do here, folks, is you're going to take your buns on top of your cutting board. You're going to use a very sharp knife. The sharper the knife, the better this is. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Aramis for making sure that I got the sharpest blades in Texas, baby. I'm telling you right now, these things are surgically sharp. So what we're going to do now is using the claw method. Always remember, folks, tuck those fingers in. And what I'm going to do is, as you notice here, we're just going to do a little rocking method, okay? Just like this. I'm kind of just against my fingers. And we're going down just like this, okay? Very, very simple concept. And you want to do this in small bunches at a time, so you get it here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to hold my 3 fingers at the edge of the blade here, and I'm simply going to rock it, just like that, up and down. We're going to go side to side, up and down. And what we're doing is we're really finely chopping that parsley. You can bring it together, flip it around a little bit, and then the same concept again, until you get it finely chopped. And again, you notice my hands, I'm not holding, I'm not using the blade and putting my fingers in the way or any of that stuff, okay? You want to make sure that your fingers are always out of the way, and it's just a very simple rocking method will get you very finely chopped parsley. And that's what you're looking for. And you can kind of see as we continue to move back and forth, I'm not going all over the board. I've also secured my board with a damp towel, so we're not sliding all over the place, okay? These are just some pro tips that are very safely. So once you get it chopped nicely, just like that, and that's what we were looking for. So from here, we're going to move over to the stove, and we're going to get started on this Alfredo. All right. So first thing we're going to do, folks, we got our chicken in the oven. We got a pot of boiling water, okay? Nice and boiled. What I like to do is take a little drizzle of olive oil in there, okay? What that's going to do is keep those noodles from sticking together, right? Because you don't want your noodles to stick together. The other thing you can do is take your good little pinch of salt, put that in there. That'll help out too. So once you get a little oil and salt in there, roll and boil. I'm going to take my pasta, just like this, and I'm going to go right. Let's see if I can get it all right down in the center of the pot. Let it go, just like that. All right. Then a couple of utensils here we forgot to get before. Those are important. All right. So then what I'm going to do is you'll notice that they kind of fan, and as they fan and they get into that water, they're going to fall naturally. There's no need to break them, or anything like that. You just let them fall naturally right on down in there to that nice hot bath that they're about to take. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let that boil about 10 minutes. Uncover. Don't put the cover back on the pot. Leave it up. Okay. So the next thing we got to do is what? Glad you asked. We got to make our Alfredo, people. So how are we going to do that? Another great question. So first thing we're going to do, folks, is we're going to take a quarter cup of butter. You notice I did it in pads. It's just a little easier that way. We're going to go ahead and put that into a medium heat pan. Okay? And we're going to let that melt down. And once we get that nice and melted, and that is important that you notice our water's boiling over there. And we'll get that to a nice boil. Melted. You want to get all your butter melted. That's why I do it in the little pads instead of putting one big chunk in there. Surface area in smaller amounts like that, it'll help you get that butter melted a little quicker, Fast like I move every day. Fast, very fast. Some people might not agree with me right now. So we're going to get that going every now and then over here. To feel free to give your noodles a little stir. Just a little stir, nothing major. Keep it from getting stuck together. So once we get that butter melted down in there, and the next thing we're going to do is add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And now it gets important, folks, because you're going to use the whisk. And what we're going to do now, we're going to whisk all that together. Okay? We're going to simmer for about 5 minutes. I'm going to let that simmer, so I'll bring up the heat to just right before we get to medium. And what we're going to do is let that simmer for about 5 minutes, and what that's going to do is stick in the sauce, okay? So you got your pasta going, you got your chicken going, and we're going to let this go for about 5 minutes. And what it's going to do is it'll start to thicken up and make our sauce for us. So you got 3 things going at one time. Now's a good time to go to the bathroom, grab a drink, take the dog for a walk, whatever you got to do. Subscribe to the channel. or whatever else it is that you need to do, like the Facebook page, I can give you a list. But anyway, 5 minutes. All right, so about 5 minutes is simmering now. What we're going to do is I'm going to add my 1 clove garlic, finely pressed garlic. And get that working in there. Then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of cheese. Now, in this situation, folks, you can use Parmesan cheese. Some recipes call for Parmesan cheese. I personally find Parmesan takes a long time to melt, and it doesn't melt quite to the consistency that I like. So I have chosen to use several cheeses that are a little different. So we got a blend of cheese here. So I'm going to add that, and that blend is going to be mozzarella, provolone, Parmesan, Romano, Fatina, and Asiago. So that is the blend of cheeses that I'm using. Now you can use Parmesan if you would like, but I'm going, like I said, just a regular Parmesan, shredded Parmesan to me. I don't like it takes a little while to melt, and I don't like the consistency that I get. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to whisk that. But we got to keep going. This is where it's important. You want to whisk thoroughly, okay? You don't want to stop. This is not a good time to stop the whisking process. We want to get that going. And you're going to notice as we're whisking and that cheese is melting in with the cream and the butter, you're going to notice there, you kind of see it, it starts to get real cheesy. So that's why it's important that we continue to stir all that in there. All right, we're going to go and check on our pasta. See where we're looking, how we're looking on that. Everybody knows how to tell if the pasta is ready, right? Well, the old trick of the trade is you grab your pasta and you throw it against the wall. And if it sticks, bada boom, your pasta's done. We're going to give it a little check just to make sure, though. And we're there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and turn that up. By the way, the pasta I used is a pasta that is a carrot, spinach, and tomato pasta. So that's, if you everybody's wondering why that pasta don't look right, believe me, it's not fettuccine linguine. I use it's a tomato, spinach, and carrot vegetable pasta. It's very good, and it adds a little bit more flavor to the dish in addition to everything else. Don't forget to take the one that's off the wall, by the way. If not, the cleanup crew, they get angry, you know? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take my, get my pasta. Now, one of the things with pasta, once you drain it, go ahead and run some cold water over it. What that's going to do is shock the pasta and stop the cooking process. You don't want your pasta to cook anymore. We're good where we are. So we'll go ahead and shock the pasta. Run a little cold water over it. All right. That's perfect. And it's still going to be warm. You don't need to get it ice cold. Okay, but you don't want it to cook. We don't want it to cook anymore. So we're going to hold off like that. Give it a good shake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Back over to our pot we go. Now we got our pasta ready. So what I wanted to tell you real quick, folks, is if your sauce is a little too cheesy, okay, you can always add a little more cream. So for this recipe, with the cheeses that I used, I added an additional cup of cream. So, or half and half. So you need to, so this is the consistency that you're looking for. Kind of where it coats a spoon. See that? Coats a spoon. That's what you're looking for, just like that. Nice, smooth, and coats the spoon, and now you're ready to go there. Now we're going to take a look at our chicken. Make sure we're good to go there. Again, with chicken, you're looking for an internal temp. This is chicken off the bone. There is no bone. We're looking for an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. Don't eat raw chicken, folks. Not good. What we're going to do now is grab our chicken. Let's get an internal temp. Using our thermometer, again, we're looking for 165 degrees. This is chicken without a bone. So you want to go, if you're going with a bone, then we got to go to 173 to the bone. So you want to put your thermometer on the bone. In this case, so just about 165. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to slice the chicken on a bias. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slice it on an angle. So, on a bias, on an angle. Again, claw method. And we're going to simply just slice just like this on a bias. That's what you want to go for. Thin and on a bias. If you want, you can use a fork to hold everything in place. But again, nice and thin on a bias. Okay. Now, let's get our chicken out of the way. Just before we're going to serve our Alfredo, again, you kind of see that nice consistency there. It's not lumpy, it's not clumpy. We're going to go ahead and take and add about a 1/4 cup of parsley. Okay? Give that a nice stir. And I usually save just a little bit, and I'll show you what we're going to do that for in just a second. But that's the last part of the dish, is just add that parsley in there. Right like that. Then, what we're going to do is grab our plate. And I'm going to take, I'll come over here so you guys can get a good idea of how we're going to plate this. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and get a nice big pinch here of pasta. So what we're looking for here in this dish is height. So I'm going to take that and spin it just like that. Because what we want is the height of the pasta. So you kind of see how we got it in a nice ball there, whoops, directly in the center of the plate. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those bias pieces of chicken that we cut and we'll lay them down right on there, just like that. You don't have to put it all, you can just use a little bit. Or if you want to use more, you can. However you want to do it. Then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my sauce, my Alfredo, and I'm going to go right on top. Right on top. And just kind of keep layering it on there. And then, if you want, you can take a spoon and kind of do a little drizzle on the outside of the plate, like that. And then take just a little bit of parsley that we didn't use and finish off the dish just like that. And of course, all pasta should be served with a fork and a spoon. And there you have it, my friends. Very simple and easy chicken Alfredo with a vegetable pasta. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know how it turns out. Please, we'd love to hear the comments on the at the bottom of the video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to the page for many more recipes, cooking techniques, cutting techniques, and more. Don't forget to check us out. Joshua_Hunt84 on Twitter. Dem's Good Groceries is the YouTube page. NolaMan84 is where we're at on Instagram. And Dem's Good Groceries is the official Facebook page. Stick around too, folks. By the way, very excited to tell you the production team has the labels ready. We're just waiting on the bottles to come in. And we're going to have Dem's Good Groceries, Cajun season, barbecue blend, and pork blend coming your way, ready for purchase soon as I get the bottles in. So make sure you stick around for that. And again, thank you so much for the kind words, everybody. Please stay safe out there. Remember, just because we can't be together doesn't mean we can't cook together. Thanks for watching the show, folks. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and hug those fur babies. We'll see you next time on Dem's Good Groceries.